Welcome back, everyone, to VCT LOCK, and I hope you guys at home are doing okay. My heart rate is currently at 121, so that's fun. I'm joined by Achilles and Mimi. Honestly, that game shaved off so many years of my life. I feel like I'm at the same age as you now, Mimi. I'm a zoomer now.
Shaved.
Yeah, I regressed.
I don't know if that's how that works, but that game was insane, unbelievable match. I think it started being defined by the composition of Furia and them coming in with this crazy idea on their opponent's map pick and actually implementing it really, really well. But once we got to overtime, it was just about who can pull off the craziest play, the craziest call to finally close that out.
It was just two teams just crashing together, just slapping the taste out of each other's mouth round after round. But it is Fnatic who do manage to hold their heads a little bit higher at the end of it. I mean, 18-16 is nuts. That ties for the longest series that we've had here at Lock-In. Tied now with Energy versus Loud all the way back over at the end of the Alpha bracket. There's so many insane clutch moments throughout this series. Durka as well. This dart landing right at the feet of MWZero just to help guarantee that they get that kill. There's so many great set plays in here for the side of Fnatic, but it was barely enough to get them this win.
And that's exactly it. I think Fnatic closing out comes down to the mid-round callings, to making the adaptation. When it's no longer about your game plan, what you prepared, what your coaches called for in a timeout, and it's just about what can you come up with on the fly to be able to win and close out this match. And that's what Fnatic did. But to rewind earlier into that matchup, I still think that what Furia brought out was so incredibly cool. On their attacking side, 3 different Viper walls that they were alternating, always making up the gaps in that with Harbor. It was clear that Fnatic was learning how to play against this composition on the fly. And with how strong Furia's post plans are, Fnatic really struggled. One more round, one difference anywhere, and that could have so easily been Furia's game.
I mean, honestly, every time the Viper's pick came down, the round was won. We just knew that was GG.
I mean, the post-ons with that comp are just so incredibly hard to contend with. That's despite Fnatic being probably one of the best teams in this tournament at retaking.
Yep. Well, let's take a look at another moment of the game. This was a very long time ago, guys, for the Verizon high-speed moment. Do you remember this, Seth?
Do you remember round 5, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah.
It was, crazy. But, I mean, Digizin, he just gets this push-through window and is instantly able to take 3 down. Granted, yes, he's going up against people with pistols, but the speed at which he was able to just make these shots connect was just absolutely nasty. And this was one of the guys that we were highlighting. You know, needs to be able to go toe-to-toe with the likes of Durka if they want to be able to win the map. Honestly, he wasn't even the one who was top-ranking at the end of it all, but it was still an incredible performance from him. I mean, from everybody in this game, genuinely everyone gave it their all. I don't think that you could really point at anyone and be like, this is the reason why somebody lost, or this person did particularly better than anybody else. It was very balanced.
I think it really proved that both these teams have such incredible player quality across the board that they're able to come out with those clutch plays under so much pressure there. I mean, the crowd in the venue was absolutely insane. It was deafening every time that Furia got a kill.
Yeah, it was actually kind of crazy. But one play I think we highlighted a little bit as well is MWZero. Here he is warming up in the AIM Lab shoot-around. And what a player he is. What an addition he is to this team. You can really understand why they picked him up and what kind of impact he's been given.
Yeah, I mean, he comes into this. We were already picking him up a little bit before the series had even begun. I believe he drops 34 kills in this map in that overtime, which means that he's just 1 behind the record set right now at this event, which is 35. So, I mean, an incredible performance here from MWZero. Now we get ready to go over towards their map pick, Ascent, a place where Jets can thrive. And I'm very excited to see MWZero again fragging out of control, but also assisting Digizin to put up some more solid numbers on that Jet.
And I think even beyond the impact he was having as an individual in that matchup, we heard from Carlau earlier in the pre-show that he's been such a big voice in this team, someone who helps to keep the vibes up, keep everyone calm. You gotta have that when you're playing an OT that goes that deep against Fnatic in front of this crowd. Furia being able to keep their nerve was so impressive to me.
Yeah, exactly. He's gonna be instrumental in them being able to bounce back, because even though you know that is Fnatic's map, it's still going to feel disappointing to not be able to take that away from them, because when you miss out on that opportunity, you feel like you missed the chance for that easy 2-0. Now they have to get this reverse sweep in the series. So we'll see if MWZero can be that guiding light to keep everybody level-headed.
Yeah, and when it comes to Ascent, it is a good place to go to, you know. We haven't seen either of these teams play it just yet, so I'm interested to see what they pick in the Prime Gaming Agent Select. But after the way performance Furia had, Mimi, I think we're going to see a map 3.
Yeah, I think there is a strong chance of that. Furia was really cooking on map number 1 with with that composition. I think it was super cool, but I don't expect anything quite as crazy coming out of them here. Got MW Zera on the Sova, got Khalil on the This looks like it's just going to be a bog standard, normal Ascent comp from both of these sides.
It's a
And
mirror
now here,
matchup.
it becomes less about what we saw there, where it was like adapting to your opponent's crazy playstyle, and more about fundamentals. How good are you at playing this composition, and how well can your individuals pop off? This is going to be a rematch of the Caller v Caller that we saw in Map 1.
Well, that was a crazy Map 1, Doug and Bala. I hope you guys are ready as we jump into Map 2.
I mean, given what we got in Map 1, Ball, it's difficult not to get excited about what Map 2 may hold, and we can only hope that both of these teams clash in the same way.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. And now we have Ascent, and Ascent in my mind is going to be much the same, but we have a completely different comp, a completely different roster here. Not the control from Furia.
Yeah.
We don't have that spicy style. I don't know how that's going to play up into this matchup, but I'm still really excited, just given the form that both teams are on.
You know, what's interesting, too, is it seems like we haven't had very much Ascent this tournament, or at least this side of the bracket.
Yeah.
It seems like teams have been moving away from this map, so hopefully this means we're in for a treat.
It's Fnatic on the defense, Furia on the attack. And there's a Sheriff bot from Durka. He's on Cat. There's 3 players towards Tiles right now. Can he find a long-range shot?
That's now 2 bits of utility cleared out by him.
Both come back up after cooldown. They're walking close here. There's only 1 turret, 1 molly here for Alfier. And they have the site. This molly's out. Digizin gets through. That drone's clearing a lot right now. A lot of damage done by him, too.
Oh, the shock dart.
You just always expect it when it's Leo.
Yeah. It just seems like he's good for 1 every time.
He's only played at 2 international tournaments, but I'm almost certain he has some of the highest shock dart kill records
Khalil
already.
trying to hold the line here. He's going to be the first.
Oh, team flash.
13 HP.
Second flash coming in.
Oh my
goodness.
gosh! 13 HP was just enough. The numbers crumble for Fnatic. It's a great start for Furia.
That flash from Boaster missed. So Khalil in B main is able to make that really hurt. And then everybody as well. MW0 playing close to the stairs. Somebody in the back of sight. Easily breaking the dart from him. For him, I should say. And yeah, look, that's for somebody to hold B main, which is kind of interesting given there's defensive side spawn pressure out of Leo. You really think that Leo can clear that? Insta dart here.
Interesting how far back. You see the intent of the utility on the side of Fnatic. They had both Chronicle and Leo playing back in spawn to get early info.
I just love how nobody breaks the dart, just take the pings.
They're just trying to play the game on hard mode, I
the
guess.
smoke actually gave space here for Durka to get into Wine.
And he sidesteps the knife. That Sheriff's automatic headshots. Oh.
He can't get out even with this dash, I think.
No, I don't think so.
He's gonna go for it. Wow, going for more though is super risky.
Well, because why would you expect it?
He hears
It's
them
gutsy.
rotating off though because of it. QCK.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, no. Oh, it doesn't find anything. I thought for sure he was going to be good for 1.
He is low though, and Alfier's getting the call. At least took 1 shorty burst.
He's playing in such a cheeky spot, too.
Leo
Alfier may find some value.
already right off the rip.
Oh, jump spotted. Nothing landing. Yeah, some damage dealt, but it's the same story.
I just love the reaction from him. Not bad, okay, yeah, sure. I guess that's the thing.
Prime Gaming Flawless comes through for Furia as they get up to 2.
They just worked the map there.
Yeah.
They just worked the map. They pushed Durka out of Wine. He's not going to collect any more information after the initial engagement in QCK. And honestly, a problem that we have started to see at the end of Haven was how often Fnatic is letting these flanks through. %71% is insane. Not the highest on a single map or anything like that, but very consistent out from Durka.
Yeah, still insane.
And we have the bonus here from Furia. One Phantom. It's the only thing. Even comparable to Fnatic's economy. And Dijin getting in. He's got the Phantom. Chronicle's not even looking. He dashes way close. And that breaks up the timing significantly. It's not to take space on site, but to find a timing where you don't expect it. There you go.
Just so aggressive. And now Khalil getting the spike down. Remember, as Paula said just a moment ago, this is the bonus for Furia.
They've got the lead on this one too.
Yep.
One way as well. Fierce is jumping through. Boaster with the TP, he gets one.
Oh, Durka might be able to snatch this thing right back. Leo's left in this 1v2.
QCK snuck through the door though.
This is going to be so difficult to get through. Can Leo clutch it out? Oh, he's gotten into one.
Wait,
he's gotten into one!
QCK trying to get the trade, trying to do the right thing for his teammate. But it makes Leo find his head. Oh my goodness. We've had so many of these very close rounds in this series so far, and I thought it might, you know, slow down a little bit on this map. But not even close.
Nope, strap in.
And that was the bonus, remember, so big damage for them. They don't convert, obviously best case scenario. But this is second best. Spike down. They've got MW's ult now to work with. And they still have a massive, now they have the gun advantage, honestly.
Again, we see this early utility used out from Chronicle, same knife that we saw in the previous round.
Oh, they're going fast up Cat now that that's cleared. Leo's start gets broken. Remember, they found a timing on the two A main players last time. This time they're trying to do the exact same thing.
Ooh, but Durka may find a timing of his own.
Ooh, one way here though. Chronicle's got the legs being spotted.
Betrayed. Just momentarily, and no, Durka finds nothing mid.
Boaster's got a big flash here in A main.
Thunder Fury used by MW Zera.
Oh, Boaster's trying to follow up, but MW actually forces his hand.
They've taken a fair bit of space, but they haven't quite made their way out onto the site yet. Nice shots out from Boaster. Repositioning so that he can have some help. And it wasn't Durka who found pressure mid, it was indeed Alfier who finds success.
You should run.
Chronicle still undetected, still untagged. Lockdown used.
They cannot push in front of this.
Oh,
Chronicle's just in such a good spot.
Oh my gosh, man. They had no flashes. They had no nothing. They had nothing to pop out of the smoke. They just had to funnel out. And Chronicle's positioning there was gorgeous.
UCK with 3 right now. They're flooding him.
It's going to have to be a 1v2. He's gotten it down to 1v1. Fight isolated. QCK with the ace.
That spot is just way too iconic for clutch moments. Shades of artists. And Fnatic are the recipients.
You could read Minnie's lips there. What are you doing? 3-1 lead here for Furia. We've now seen 2 rounds end courtesy of Heroics.
It's starting to get very predictable here from Fnatic. Every single round, Durka's going somewhere aggressive, whether it's Cat to peak tiles, whether it's mid, or whether it's B main.
Here.
And you have a lot of info utility. That can actually clear his position. We're looking at potentially the same scoreline as Haven for Furia.
Out here trying to push, deal with the turret. Very well played.
Swinging even more wide.
Yeah.
That's QCK that doesn't give you too much information. That guy can lurk anywhere, and Boaster's ult just spots them all.
Note here, this would be a thrifty round win for Fnatic if they're able to convert. And it does not look like that will be the case unless Durka can do something about it. He's gotten it down to a 2v2, but MW Zera.
Door just now closing.
Alfier so far away, but he does have ult.
That definitely could become a factor. Even though Spike just goes down now, he's rushing into that position. They're already backing off preemptively. Doesn't have any mollies to keep him stuck there, so MW is safe. And there's one shock available for him as well. If they push up, ooh, they can get back into this quick.
Nice
Durka still has a smoke.
Nice positioning of the turret to buy some space. Oh, the spam is there. Afier's gotten it to half. MW is there with 3. I mean, you can't really play that any better if you're Fnatic. They had the cloud burst, they had the turret.
I think if you go a little bit faster out of the lockdown, you're just worried if Digizin's still peeking. They've done that so often. And honestly, it was what we saw in the round prior, where Furia goes ahead of their lockdown. You saw how that costed them. They still won the round, but
Yeah.
it's those types of things. 4-1, the exact same scoreline as Haven, but the buy much weaker here for Fnatic coming out of it, and there was no timeout. Smoke bottom mid. Turret there to cover Durka's position. They're rotating towards him. He only has a stinger, they know that.
Well done by him to clear it out. Nonetheless. Well, it seems like Furia here choosing to slow things down just a tad.
To speak about strengths, this is the map Furia took DRX and put them to the test. They went up 9-3 on their first half before falling in the second. But this is a different team as well. MW joining in. A very strong map for them. And it's because of Digizin.
That should give Fnatic some info on where the hit's coming from. QCK is going to invest the lockdown too.
Second lockdown for him.
Chronicle spams one through the smoke, drops DG's in. How much more can he find? Nothing.
Boaster tries to flash for Leo to get off. He doesn't have a smoke to cover, so there's no way out for him.
No, not
Boaster's
at all.
in the open. Dirk is out too.
It's still a 3v3, now a 3v2 in favor of Fnatic. Dirk is still with the blades. Khalil weak. Spike's still not planted. They've got to apply pressure here. They've got to feel the heat. He still gets the spike down, but that's all he can do. Great response out from Fnatic.
Relying on these fast retakes over and over. And that time, the lockdown just going instantly after it's elapsed. Instantly after there's no more pressure. And Boaster already used 2 smokes, so he didn't get one down on B main. That definitely cost Leo his life, but it also allows more shots on the cross too from the Fnatic players. And Furious down to an eco.
You know, we've talked about him a lot, but as you saw in the replay, sometimes Durka just takes over. We'll see what he can do here. You mentioned it was an eco for Furia. It's a hit we saw a couple of rounds ago too. Maybe not with the same pace. They want to work their way up cat. They want to try to split on A.
Durka just spotted there was no turret in B main. So that gives them a lot of information. They're not necessarily going for a default.
What are they going to do here? Huge kill out from DGZin.
There's no cover here for Digizin though. He can't really get out. He gets another though.
He seems to be okay with that. He's gotten 2.
Still players on site though. Alpha here, one of them, and he's gonna clean up.
These kills still not.
One enemy remaining.
Now finally settling for Fnatic. DGZin is, or excuse me, QCK has managed to upgrade, have a weapon here, but he's so weak.
Door's closed.
Yeah.
But now that he's tapped the spike, the next time he goes for it, they are diving on this door. He's got a smoke to break up the angle too.
Well played by Fnatic. Eliminate that bit of cover. Oh. Durka swings out and cleans it up. That was so well played by Fnatic. Again, the door was the cover for QCK, right? You felt safely like you could play around that. Off of the first tap, the spike doesn't go down. Take the fight to him. That's exactly what they do.
No plan either. So he's the only one economically struggling too much. But yeah, it's gonna need to be a timeout. This map notoriously defended sided though. And they've got to be happy so far about the start. They are leading a little bit towards that A side. And those splits, yes, they're finding a little bit of something. Digizin diving up into window, for example. Finding 2. you're not necessarily going to get that every time, and I think that was kind of a bait for them to get into site and maybe find the plant. But the players aren't able to deal with Alpha here. And Chronicle 2, who was a monster on the last map, coming in through door late. Behind the hit. Really solid stuff.
Five seconds left in this timeout. Parting words delivered as we head in towards round 8. Now we see what do Fury attempt to do to stop the bleeding. Because as much as we saw, it wasn't off of a timeout, but it was a strong start for Furia, but Fnatic are able to right the ship. They're able to equalize.
Durka again exploring early. He's been finding so much success pressuring the KJ turret. This time it's going to be used towards mid.
And note here too for Durka, it's by himself.
Yeah, oftentimes.
Yeah. Doesn't have a flash, doesn't have a dart to help, doesn't have really anything like that.
They're already up mid. Leo's heavily pressured.
There's no one there. He was waiting for the counter flash. Oh my gosh, Leo! Oh my goodness, Leo!
That's how Alfir is setting up Leo. And it is a fast Prime Gaming flawless from Fnatic. Alfir there with his turret, with his self. He takes the pressure. And they don't clear Leo. They think the biggest threat is Alfir.
Leo was waiting for that flash to come through as well.
Yeah.
But the timing's so pretty. Look at that. Undetected, unchecked.
And two of them are actually vulnerable from the alarm bot.
I mean, Leo, just so good.
That's the call out of the timeout too, on a gun round. Furia tried to take it to them fast and spring it on them with massive surprise. Now they're on the eco, now they've got the ults to work with, but it's actually difficult to find super value. They're going back to old tactics. Just pushing into tree. MW's got a nice dart for them. And Boaster's in the window, so that doesn't actually scan.
DG's in clearing up the turret. Chronicle waiting for pressure across mid. And he was right.
Leo with the ult as well. They're in tree. This is a really difficult angle for them to get out.
Note that Mazine invested his no command. Oh, I mean, what can they really find here? Boaster from up in heaven just drops them all. Yeah, Mazine gets one, but another clean round out from Fnatic. And yes, it wasn't a great buy, but they did invest an ult here.
I think the patience there from Alfir as well, not to pop those nanostorms on the door for a long time, causes absolute chaos. And we have to say as well, QCK, who was a main factor in the beginning of this game for keeping Furia in charge, was those flanks. And right now it looks like they're cleaning that up easily. Chronicle just swings with what felt like full awareness that the guy was there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Looks like a shark attack potentially here for Durka. Yep, over top. The dart from Leo scans QCK.
How much more does he go?
There's the main pressure too.
He's pushing. They're trapped. They've got nowhere to go. They have to tuck tail. They have to run away. Try to find some space on the opposite side of the map, but then you have to walk into all of this utility. Ooh. There's nowhere to go. Khalil does drop Alpha here, though.
Yeah, this is not super clean. The follow-up, I thought Furia was definitely taking the brunt of that, but Alfir under pressure by himself. He knows his team is way too far away.
Oh my gosh. The timing not on his side.
He's going for the longest flank of all time.
Yes, he is. With 26 HP. Certainly not favored. Timing here is going to be everything.
Boaster just deep into a smoke. He broke the angles.
If Fnatic funnel into what's in front of them, this could be problematic.
DG's here.
He gets one, but it traded right back, and now DG's left alone. He's got blades, but he has no health. Boaster with 3 on the round. Durka's going to get the defuse, and Fnatic have a 2-round lead.
Things could have gone terrible there for them, but they handle it so well. And Boaster as well. Significant impact on these retakes consistently. Even leaving Alfir there alone in most cases. This time Alfir is swapping sites. Call instantly made as well.
But very similar idea to what we saw in Haven, right? Like, Alfir has the tools. Let him try to hold on his own while we apply pressure elsewhere.
Dirk's Fnatic's got the op this time. It's a little bit more passive from him.
Boaster back to smiles. And if you're a Fnatic fan, you've been watching his team for a while, you know that's a good sign. Blaze instantly used by DGZin. It just goes aggressive, and Chronicle plucks him out of the sky.
He's getting ulted though, so he does go down. Khalil's in the back of sight right now. Alfier, he cleans him up too.
This is getting out of hand very quickly. Much like we saw in the first map, Fnatic start a little slow, but they find their footing and they do not relent.
And there's a second smoke coming out from Boaster. Can't run through that. Alfier knows. Just gets a little wider.
I mean, I swear this is deja vu. It was an 8-4 half on Haven, and that seems very likely here.
It was the exact same score too. All we need in the script now is Furia to take this round. Last round of the half right now.
3 ults on the side of Fnatic too.
They did use Leo's ult last round, so QCK could find impact with the lockdown. And Mini's just going to make sure they have the finishing touches on this one with a Fnatic timeout.
And this should be comfortable, but Balo, you mentioned this a couple of rounds ago. Ascent is historically very swingy, and Ascent is historically defensive sided, so Fnatic, they feel comfortable here, but you can't help but ask the question, is 8-4 enough?
Yeah. We're not there yet, but yeah, I think that's on the minds of everybody. Very swingy map. The problem here, I think Fnatic have taken energy out of Furia. I think they've completely swung the momentum with not only the play calls that Furia is making, but the performance as well from the stars on this Furia team. DGZin's just not hitting as hard as he was on Haven. MW as well. So I wouldn't say, you know, this round is necessary from Furia, but it damn well could help.
Blades used instantly. Durka also has the op here, as you mentioned previously. I mean, surely if you're Fury here, you play around the lockdown. You play around QCK's ult. Durka challenged. Survives for now as they try to push the matter, but no, it's Alfier who gets one. Leo does too. They have 2 ops here, and they're both singing. Now the Blades. 1 left. MW0 was a hero for Furia previously, but surely there are not enough heroics for this.
Boaster's TPing as well, just to get MW to drag his attention. That is clean.
So clean. The double op investment, the Blades out from Durka. Fnatic get to an 8-4 half. Durka at 15-6. And this duel that was so highly touted at the beginning of the series is so heavily one-sided now. Durka has DGZin's number, and it's not even close.
Prime Gaming flawless to end the half. And it's in Durkin style. Just ridiculous. 8-4 half.
What more could you possibly ask for? The only question is that going to be enough? We'll throw it down to the desk to see if they think that's the case. Yinsu, take it away.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Doug and Balo. Another slow start for Fnatic, but Mimi, those retakes, they really got themselves back in the game.
Yeah, they really did look incredible in those retakes throughout that matchup. I think it started off with a couple of really strong rounds out of Furia, but once Fnatic got the idea that, okay, we're just going to have Durka get an opening kill, we're going to reset back that, we're going to play retake, it looked absolutely incredible. I think all of the initiator utility between Chronicle and, of course, Leo was on point, and they were always setting Durka up to be able to win out so incredibly strong in these moments. And for Furia, they struggled to find an answer to it. They were consistently able to kind of default around for a bit, maybe get a pick, get into one of these sites. Their straight-up A executes were excellent. The thing was that it was always coming down to these post plants, and Furia was really unable to win them against just the pure, insane performance that Durka was putting up.
Yeah, it's just been struggle street here in this half for the side of Fury, but it does harken back to Haven. We still saw an 8-4 scoreline. We saw a massive win streak for the side of Fnatic. I believe it was 6 rounds in a row. No, it was 7 rounds in a row there. It's 7 rounds in a row here. So it feels like history may be repeating itself a little bit more. One of the big things that I'm going to have to look forward to here is QCK. This guy has been the one putting up numbers right now for the side of Furia, and he needs to continue to do that as he gets ready to swap over to the defending side. Needs to have an impact, be able to lock down these sites and stop those entries from coming in. If he's able to do that, I think that they still have a chance. There's also the factor that Fnatic have still not yet won a pistol round in this series.
Yeah, the pistol round is going to be absolutely pivotal here. Fnatic in the past have let Ascent lead slip away. If there is a map to come back on the defensive side, it is right here for Furia with the crowd behind them.
Yeah, Fnatic fans, don't be baited by this scoreline. You saw what happened on Haven. Doug and Bala, I hope you guys are ready for another potential overtime.
Yinsu, we can only hope that's the case. But honestly, that feels so far away from reality right now. With how clean Fnatic played this, yeah, they haven't won a single pistol, as Achilleos is saying, but you imagine here, oh man, we're being baited. We're being baited, we're being trolled. They're trolling the crowd too.
Well, we do have some overtime.
Oh, stop. I can't take you anywhere. Even Achilleos is disappointed in that. But yeah, I do think, though, you know, kind of going back to the conversation around the pistol, it really does feel like Fnatic win the pistol, and you're kind of set, bro.
Not necessarily. We've mentioned it so often. A very swingy map.
Sure.
And it's swinging in the defensive sides. I'm not convinced that that's necessarily going to be the case. I think Fnatic has looked really flawless, but Sue's right. We just saw something very similar on Haven.
Yeah.
Very similar. So I'm really wondering what Fnatic is cooking on this defensive side. We haven't seen them play this map yet. They got the 2-0 win over Sentinels on Haven and Split, but they are very good on this map. They've swapped composition since last year, though. But this is the bog standard, so I think one thing that really concerned me for Furia was the depth of the playbook. They, on attacking side, were simply going for the most basic of ideas.
Through this tech pause, you see Boaster showing a little leg. And I'm pretty sure Durka just lost rock, paper, scissors to Chronicle. Unlucky, really. They did go a few rounds. They went back and forth. But as I'm being told, it's Alfier who's having headset figured out. Seems like it's been replaced. They grabbed him a new one. So we're getting back into the action here very, very shortly. The crowd's ready, the teams are ready, and quite frankly, so am I. The question on everyone's mind, can Fnatic win a pistol? Can they put Furia away? Because it really does feel like you give them an inch and they'll take the whole freaking half.
We've got a flash set up here for Digizin to go deep, though. And a dart for MW. There's the flash, the dash is activated. Oh. He's chasing the wrong players, though. That player ducked away.
Chronicle tucked. Chronicle swings. Timing just not there. The dash was still up, and DGC's able to get back to safety, but he does not tuck all the way back. He does not run away.
Yeah.
He wants to double dip his way through this with MW Zera helping out. The shot's there.
The bait is so good from MW. And Digizin against Durka goes Digizin's way. Not a great start on the pistol. Reminder, 0-3 for Fnatic on the series. For the pistols. Alfier trying to find something up cat. Does clear it out so they can pivot through mid.
Yeah.
Or re-hit B. I think that's what they want to do.
They also have the turret to make sure no one pushes up mid. So they've got plenty of room to work with here.
They're going to throw a fake here for the two new players, Chronicle and Leo, to try to find some magic on A.
Ooh, Boaster gets tagged.
This, to me, looks a little obvious. There's no dart coming in. There's no knife or flashes from Chronicle.
Yeah, it was just Boaster's utility.
3 players here. MW's already ready to fight the dart that Leo throws out.
DG's in, tucked in logs. MW, as you said, waiting the utility to funnel, and it's actually MW Zera who gets one. Now DG's in, again with the ghost. Another pistol seemingly lost for Fnatic, unless Alfier can pull off a miracle. And with 10 seconds left, that's not the case. The Prime Gaming Flawless comes through as Furia win yet another.
The first in 7 rounds for Furia. And it all comes back to this, finding Durka immediately, and then not biting on that little fake that Boaster threw by himself.
Yeah.
That is easy out from Furia. There's no force, there's no major investment except 4 frenzies. Not something you normally see, trying to replace the stingers at full times.
Cheeky knife there. So difficult to clear, and that did spot Mazine. Playing in wine, so off of that, a hit towards B. QCK waiting. He's got the turret to help too. There it is, the turret, the kill. There's so much damage dealt.
There's too many frenzies to deal with.
Yeah.
MW with the dart, they can't really go out of that. The nade pushes him off away from getting kills from it though.
And the thing is, with him being the first to take contact, the nano swarm means nothing. The alarm bot isn't going to hold much.
Looking at Alpha here right now, great shock. A little bit of damage done to
Yeah,
Chronicle.
47 HP now.
Alpha up close.
There's the frenzy, but no, finds no value out of it. MW0's guarding just too much. DG's in, he's going aggressive, man. He's not nothing but a ghost. Does have a cloudburst to work with too.
Chronicle's got a flash in the back of sight.
They've managed to hold him back here, and the flash out from Boaster so good. Khalil, can you find anything? A dink out onto Boaster? Now, so Chronicle left in this 1v2, and they're giving him isolated gunfights. They're giving him 1v1s, but the timing out from DG's in is flawless.
A lot of damage done for Fnatic against Furia on their eco, I should say. But one thing that Fnatic has been relying on over and over throughout this tournament is light armor. That's why they go for that frenzy buy. That's why they're happy to invest it.
Yeah.
But that could cost. Furia, remember, DGZin has that op, and they're still going to try to buy stuff up. QCK, a Bucky, a Stinger invested, a Guardian in this too. It's mixed up.
Man, this is very clearly DGZin. We trust you. We're putting the ball in your hands. Go find some value.
They
And
got
you
a nade line up for Wine too. Oh, that's cool.
Khalil's the only one close by.
Oh, I think it missed.
You see DGZin is repositioning towards A main.
Take the fight.
It's a lot to deal with here.
Here.
He's able to hold this cheeky angle, and I don't think they're going to push into it.
They
Yeah,
might
you can see the
eventually.
pings on the minimap. They want to go B.
You don't give up that space that easy. He has to find the space where they go without the drone. Leo's actually rotated around to drone towards B. Again, misdirection coming out from Fnatic. Boaster, that's what he's calling.
This time a bit more invested, too. It isn't just Boaster's utility. But there's no movement. I mean, look, they've got 4 people on A, man.
Now they got to wait for the dart to come back around. Dash activated, he's going to get aggressive. Backing away
My
at
goodness.
literally the worst time for him.
Dude,
They're waiting for the knife there to come back up from Mazine.
The timings on this are insane. DG's in waiting. Of
Oh,
course
wait,
he goes in, and he uses it like a bloody shotgun!
Boaster's out on the site.
Boaster trading it out, but MW's air from up high with the Guardian gets 2.
And that kill will force Leo back in to A main to tuck tail and run. What an unbelievably ridiculous decision from DGZin.
I mean, how do you counter that? Like, that's such an outrageously unpredictable play.
It's just so bold. And I think something that Durka tries to do there is to dash out from his own smoke and making it so that even if there's no smoke there from Fnatic or from Furia, he's still safe. And he counters that. Boaster's trying to double TP in, which we saw Na'Vi do excellently.
Yeah, yeah.
But it all just falls apart when you lose Durka.
Yeah, when you lose your go button.
That's a bonus conversion. Fnatic, light buy. Oh, actually a lot of full investments here. Alpha or Leo, they're very low. There's a Vandal in hands of Leo.
Yeah.
So still a dangerous round from Furia, but they've got the money now. They've got the weapons too.
They have DG's in, so with that up, Durka's the first to dash through, and once again, he's very far up with not a lot of help. The flash through, DG's in not able to land the first shots, but Mazine does. You see this investment hasn't paid off yet, but there is still time. 4v3 in favor of Furia.
Yeah, but they haven't cleared MW yet.
No.
That shock, so much damage.
This may
In
be
a second.
too much for him to deal with. This may be too much for him to deal with. No. He equalizes, steadies the aim, and lands the shots. MW0 with 3. DG's in, cleans it up, and we're tied at 8.
This game continues to deliver. A strong first half from Fnatic, but since round 6, it's been all defensive sided. And Furia swapped to that side now, 4 in a row for them.
One enemy remaining.
And you've got to feel for them that the feeling and momentum is back in their hands. That the possibility of bringing this to map 3 is back in their minds. Dodge the knife, DG's in going for more. Durka.
Of course he is. We talked at halftime about how this duel has been so heavily Durka favored. DG's in is waking up at just the right time. Durka now down. Go button, gone.
That's 2 rounds where DG's has taken him down instantly at the beginning. Actually 3 if you count the pistol as well.
Yeah.
Out of the 4 that we've had so far this game, or this half. They're leaning back over towards QCK. Chronicle has his ult. He can deny this KJ util. MW's got to get this dart off before it pops. If they decide to invest it, they might not even, without the go button that you're talking about, they might not even want to.
Boaster's up real far here.
Got the dart off.
He's gotten past the drone, or he's gotten past the alarm bot, excuse me, and yeah, he's rewarded. Boaster was so far up.
They've brought this back in. Pivoting over towards A, clearing one as well with Boaster. They're gonna go up Cat, but you actually have Khalil ready here. He has a flash.
The smoke is very good, but how much can he find? Does he have help? Forget the flash. He just goes, he just swings, and he dies. Now Hunter's Fury out from MW0, looking to see if he can find anything. Yeah, Chronicle's tagged up, but the spike does go down.
Oh, almost gets the spam too, DG's in on the door player.
Got blades. Alphair waiting on the other side. Does he check this? Does he clear this? Oh, Alphair's done. DG's in has a bit more room to breathe, a bit more room to work with, but he's left in this 1v3. We saw a clutch from this exact position just a few rounds ago, but this one feels so much more difficult. This one feels insurmountable, but he's gotten it to a 1v2, and that's all it's gonna be. Leo with 3, Fnatic take the lead right back.
Couple players on Fury there. Feeling the pressure, Khalil going through. Just try against 3 players. Boaster, who I believe either TP past the trip, the alarm bot, or the null command. He was really fast on that one though.
Yeah, he was.
So I'm guessing gets past Cypher mains and KJ mains. That null command is so troublesome to them. Furia not really accounting for it. Not really playing a setup against it. Looks like we'll have another pause. No player on Furia buying up. They can purchase, so.
Hopefully this is a voluntary one. We'll find out here shortly.
Fnatic's got the lockdown this round. Definitely something to consider. MW just used his ult last time.
Friends, we still don't know what the delay is, but we will find out very shortly and we will let you know. Seems like money's being invested here. I think I just saw MW0 buy a little bit.
Yeah, an Odin.
All right, I'm being told this is a tech pause. So this one is not a fun one. This one is not a voluntary one. But again, we are taking this tech pause to figure out what it is that's going on. Sick cosplay. Dude, that Vandal looks so good too.
Fnatic in that round, the one we just saw, I'm trying to understand exactly why the Furia players did what they did. That Boaster push in through with the lock or with the no command breaking their utility definitely caused them to be very chaotic on the retake in.
Yeah.
Those are the types of plays you really don't want to see when the situation is as close as it is. You want the setups to really be working for Furia, in the sense that they're relying on them, whether or not they actually find success against a team of players like Fnatic's caliber. You have to have extra. You cannot just dry swing. And I do think Furia relied a lot on that in their first game against T1.
Yeah, I'd agree. I would absolutely agree.
It doesn't feel like that way on Haven for them against Fnatic. I mean, we had a ridiculous comp for it too, so.
The crowd still certainly into this, still fired up, still excited. As it seems like whatever it is that's going on is on the side of Furia. But for now, all the info we have, and I mean the suspense that this built is just so good.
It's just ridiculous that this game is even close again.
Yeah.
We started 8-4 in the first half, and Furia instantly brought it back. Normally, you know, comeback is slowly mounting. No.
Not on Ascent.
They just pushed the pedal all the way back up. And we do have to say, yes, a lot of that comes from winning the pistol, converting the bonus, those sorts of things, which is the same exact thing that happened on Haven.
And it goes back to the woes that we've talked about for Fnatic. Yeah, it's been in the series, but Achilles set it up so well. Freaking predicting the future, 0-3 on pistols. Sure enough, the fourth doesn't go their way either. And that's what set this up.
It is a tough position, no matter how you slice it for Furia, to be working from. Down a map, singly limb tourney. They're one of the few teams who get the opportunity to have the crowd behind them, to have the crowd able to lend them some energy.
Again, as soon as we get some info for you, we will let you know. But for now, a tech pause through. Seems like it's something going on the side of Furia. And in case you're just tuning in, you missed a bit of the opening moments of this map. This is a 9-8 lead in favor of Fnatic. They took an 8-4 lead into half, and then Fnatic once again up to their, or excuse me, Furia once again up to their Furia ways. Get us back to a close game. DG's in has come online. MW's there again, replicating the success he found on Haven. And that's what has this in this tight bout, this tight affair.
These two teams have faced off against each other before, by the way.
Yep.
Fnatic knocked them out at Champions. Only one change made on the roster of Furia. 2 changes made on the roster of Fnatic. This man on your screen,
He's cold, man.
former Masters champion. Chronicle there. And it was a close game back then too. I think a lot of people forget that Fnatic had a ridiculously impressive Icebox record, and Furia is the one that broke that. Furia is the one that actually stomped them on that map and made it a 3-map series.
I'm getting some info for you at home on what it is that's going on. This is a keyboard issue on the side of Furia. So once we figure out what it is that's going on, change it out, whatever it is, we'll get back into the action. But for now, a keyboard issue going on the side of Furia. We'll get it figured out. We'll get back into the game here shortly.
Why don't you just go run down there and unplug it and replug it?
You think so?
Yeah, I think that usually works.
I mean, I can. I'm also concerned. I've made the lethal mistake of giving Mimi my Thunder Sticks. And if you guys thought we were scoundrels with them before, Mimi's just going to take it to another level, surely.
That is chaos.
We're enabling.
Don't let her bring those home.
The rest of the Thunder Sticks still going at it, though.
Oh, yeah. I'm surprised that, I mean, yeah, maybe there's reasons why Furia players are not playing with the crowd right now. But I do bring up that other series for a reason, right? Because we're potentially, if Fury can bring this back, we're going to Icebox as a decider.
Yep.
So you could definitely see potential here for the upset to actually occur. And if Haven didn't convince you already that was a possibility, then maybe that will.
And man, we expected a good match, right? With how good Furia looked, with how good DGZin looked in the first round, along with how good Fnatic looked, we were hopeful that this was going to deliver. And I mean, honestly, again, OT on map 1. This map's very close as well. This has delivered in every single way.
Everybody hopes when the Brazil crowd is in favor of one team that maybe it could be close. Crowd's still happy though with the tech pause and everything. We're chilling.
Happy. I saw what you did there. It was a smiley face with the thunder sticks. That was pretty good.
Nice. You don't got to explain everything, you know. I know my jokes and humor
yours
are
miss
very,
real hard,
very.
bro.
No, it's just tough to actually understand.
All right, friends, we are going to throw it to a very short break. 1 minute. All right, don't go too far. Grab a snack. You know. Yeah, 1 minute. Grab a snack, grab a drink. Don't go too far. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, everybody. We're just waiting to get the keyboard issue fixed. But before we jump back into game, what are you hiding, Mimi? Oh.
Thundersticks.
They've given me a terrible, terrible tool.
This was a horrific idea, guys. Thank you so much for this.
What's the chant? Are you going to beat me with it? Oh.
I don't know.
Bonk.
Bonk?
Bonk.
Bonk.
I don't know.
Bonk.
Anyway, talk of getting bonked. Dirk has been getting bonked thus far this half. I'm pretty sure he's been first step for Fnatic pretty much every round thus far in this one. I mean, Fury have been already doing a great job of building back into the second half.
Yeah, they really have been. I mean, 4 consecutive straight round wins. We'll go ahead and take a closer look here at Durka and DGZin.
No,
their images.
They're just so good that you don't need the stats, honestly. They're both really good. All you need to know is
Two good-looking guys.
Yeah, they're doing well. They're doing well.
Yeah, they really are. And yeah, I really thought that we were going to see some more impact on the defending side from QCK, but it actually really much like we saw on the first map, has been MWZera, who continues to be the difference maker for them with that Sova.
It really feels like MWZera has added so much to this team in just clutch factor. In their first match, he was looking solid across the board. He was looking incredible in the second one. And here we go. I actually have some stats for you guys to take a little peek at between Durka and DGZin. This has been the defining matchup of this match thus far, I would say. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And I think that it has really been like, how much can you get done on this defensive side? Because for Durka, he was absolutely pounding on that defense, but it's definitely been struggling a little bit more now that DGZin has that position.
Yeah, he had left quite a decent gap between he and DGZin in that first half, but DGZin has been clawing it back very steadily now, just nipping at his heels, down by a single kill, behind by 2 deaths, but otherwise, the performance from this guy, from both of these guys, does continue to impress.
I'm getting some like PTSD trauma coming back to me with Fnatic having a slow start, not be able to win pistols, not winning any rounds for the first 4 rounds. Mimi, like, we saw it from Vitality. You need to win those pistols, and so far they're 0-4.
Yeah, it is really incredibly hard to win out when you aren't able to take those pistols home. But the thing is, I did want to talk about Fnatic's like half armor strategy that they've been doing since Champions, but not a lot of other teams I don't think have super much caught on to. Means that they are getting a ton of buys. Even when they do have a lesser buy, they're still able to get a couple rifles. So they're always competitive in these rounds, even when they're losing the pistol. But Ascent is a map about momentum, and they have not been able to keep that momentum.
I still malt. I like the armor value to say 50.
But I mean, 9 times out of 10, it makes very little to no difference.
But it makes me feel better.
Well, whatever.
If they lose this map in
Honestly,
this series, I'm blaming it on the half
honestly,
armors. I don't care if
argument
the
one,
map
It's
is
like
good.
you, Twitter, Reddit, VLR, all will collectively blame on the half armors. I feel like that's what people jumped to back at Champions as well when they were dropping maps. People just kind of used it as a, oh, I just heard that we
As
were
a
going to go
scapegoat.
back, as a scapegoat, but we're going to go back
Start
into
the game.
the game. Caster, start game. Doug and Bala, take it away.
Thank you, Insu. The button has been pressed, the rounds have been started, and we should be getting back into the game in very fast fashion, might I add. We're jumping right into this thing.
We're back into it. Des was touching on the number of points that are super important here. Durka versus Digizind. The fight doesn't start on there, but Digizind actually has the op trained up a heaven. He's not playing aggressively with it. Remove away, though, from that engagement occurring. Boaster's just jump spotting. Is there space taken? They have to be concerned. Digizind could be here. The knife did not tag anybody on the other side of the map early on.
Yeah. And he wasn't there initially, but he's rotated over now.
Remember the lockdown available. QCK, he's deep on this. They've drawn him out, though. Dirk is going to try to take this fight.
Did he take the tag? He did take the tag, and QCK had nowhere to go. He takes down Durka with him. Alfie investing in the lockdown now.
He already used his dash, too. But it's smoked off, so he can't get out.
They still have another ult to work with, too, by way of Leo's. Boaster going aggressive, using the cover of the smoke to take some space.
Shocks don't find their mark either. And they still have control here.
There's 100 Fury, and that's at least going to get some info. MW0 got tagged once. That's all it's going to be.
Alfie is still in B main.
Smoked off for now, but yeah, surely you have to clear him. 46 HP.
The spam moves him. He could easily go down again.
Oh, my
the
gosh, he was
flash!
waiting for the flash, but DGZin was able to turn it and land the shots with the op. Now Chronicle backside, Boaster playing up close. Do
There's
you
a shorty,
expect him here? Do you expect him here? No! DGZin's up, falls as Boaster gets another! Boaster gets 3! MW0 left in this 1v2 with 21 HP and not a lot of bullets either. Picks up the op, and I don't even think he's gonna be able to save that. No, everyone falls, but Fnatic get the round. And heroics from Boaster out of the tech pause.
That's a massive round. Rough game from him on Haven, but top fragging for them right now. And that's 2 rounds in a row, in my opinion, where Boaster comes up huge in the post plant. Nasty stuff.
So cheeky, man. Playing close. So bold.
But it's the slowness out of Fury that allows him to even stay up close. We're going to get a flash here for Digizind to take some space up cat, maybe fight up top mid. But no. He's much slower. He only has a Spectre right now.
Yeah. Really doesn't have the same tools to be able to play with the pace that he wants to.
And the Dart has cleared sight too. They'll only have to worry about clearing Dark, and they'll do that in quick fashion.
A smoke keeping DGZin away from the remaining members of Fnatic that are on his side. He swings out by himself, and Boaster's glad to clean that up. Hey, it looks like they're able to handle this from Furia just fine.
These rounds are clean.
They're so clean. Durka gets 3, Fnatic get to 11, and I think the question was, Bala, given how momentum had been going, you've got a tech pause that's rather extended, right? What does that do to the energy? What does that do to momentum? How do you refocus out of a timeout like that?
Yeah.
It seems like Fnatic are much quicker on the gun.
Well, they also were in control after, like right before. And also it was a collapse from Fury on that round prior too. I have to say, I hate seeing in these moments where you're trying to get comeback started, hero plays being done.
Yeah.
Digizin's there. Khalil tried one time.
Yep.
Plenty of times. We're peaking way ahead of the issue.
I mean, the truth is Fnatic have been guilty of the same thing too, but it really seems like they're hitting their stride here late on Ascent, late in this series.
Boaster's hiding from the dart right now. Digizin has an opportunity to take him down at that fridge position. Dash activated. Alfir barely misses the information right there. Now he spots him. And the patience from Boaster as well. Alfir jump spotted multiple times there, and he does not go out.
Smoke coming up from Boaster. And DG's in. Remember, he doesn't have the dash, but he does not care. That is a Phantom moment.
Random moment indeed. It's not Durka though. QCK has his ult. He's nowhere near this position. And they're re-clearing mid right now. Durka's in trouble. QCK, I think, had an opportunity to take him down now. Dirk is really focused on Cat. That's where Digizin was spotted. They're going for the split. Early lockdown used.
Preemptive. Feeling the pressure coming in towards B.
There's a Molly landing on it right now.
They have no time. They have to win the fights and they have to clear this out.
Yeah,
and I don't think they're going to be able to. Huge kill out from Chronicle, but they're going to get detained with 10 seconds left. The spike is just sitting out no man's land.
The Cat players right now. There's still time to kill them all.
They're just so spread out. They're just so spread out. MW Zare and Khalil, all they have to do is stay alive, and they do.
He was 1 HP.
Well played out from Furia, well played out by QCK. Feeling pressure mid, drops the lockdown.
Chronicle, though, I think the reason they don't actually chase down and try to get the kill after the lockdown elapses, there was maybe 8 seconds or so to maybe find the kills, is because he got detained. So Alfir's nowhere near with him. And I think Chronicle wasn't ready to throw his own Molly, because paired that with the Killjoy Molly, that lockdown was going to get broken, actually. And he had his nade available. But that even things out. Money's still really weak for Furia here.
Durka again aggressive. Durka again rewarded. Mazine there to trade it out 1 for 1. As Mazine not able to find much more. And Fnatic just roll through Furia.
Oh. Almost finds tags on the Leo too. 2v3. Chronicle one off his ult.
Oh, that shot there hurts a little bit. Leo with the plan, able to get the Hunter Siri online. I mean, the utility is just so suffocating, so suppressing. This round is clean. Fnatic get to map point. Fnatic get to series point.
And Fnatic ever so close to putting down a team that really gave them challenges here. Durka, I love the dash. Up trash, pre-round, dashes over, turns the flash. And that's just way too much space for them to hold.
Yeah,
and also, the fact that they all wait till they're grouped up and 2 players are just run spraying against the Spectre player. You might get 1, but there's no way you get more than that with the spacing that they had.
Paulo, look at the buy for Furia. It's not great. DG's in once again, the playmaker. Tries to find some space, tries to find a pick, but the hit's the opposite side of the map. Bladestorm used, Durka again. Looking to put him away, dashes in, into the Cloudburst. Cloudburst, and yeah, he's flashed, but he's still pushing, he's still going. Hunter's Fury now as Durka gets dropped. Fury able to keep the aggression back for now.
Making things work still.
Remember, this buy's not great, and it still isn't. They only have 1 rifle.
Boaster's going to the other side. His teammates are way far away. Digiz's going to cut them off right now, it looks like. He is deep in this, and Alfir's going for the reflank.
Oh my goodness, this is so gutsy.
Look at Boaster.
This is so risky.
Boaster right now is delaying for his teammates to get closer to plant.
How much does DG's in find? Huge kill to drop Khalil. But again, all eyes turn to DG's in. Can he cut off the rotations? Can he land the shots? No! Leo plays spoiler, and that very well may do it.
They can still fight the 1v1 on site.
It's so silent in this crowd right now as they try to get Brock back to life, but no! Fnatic 1 kill away from cleaning it up. Mazine pushing, and Boaster receives 3 on the round. Fnatic beat the crowd, they beat Furia, and they advance.
Absolutely silencing some of the doubts we might have had after the first map. But that was a statement in the second. and Furia, they fought hard, but they ran out of gas.
Yeah, they did.
And
Yes,
again,
they did.
I think back to so many of these moments where players are just going for hero plays. Players are just going to try to get the kills. And against a team of Fnatic's caliber, that just doesn't cut it.
Nope. And you know, that again, I want to say this is where experience comes into play for Fnatic, because they stay true to what they know, they stay true to the game plan, but as we saw on Haven, they were prone to do that as well. It just really was, I mean, the shots weren't landing for Fury, and Fnatic, after the timeout, they weather things so well. They really let Durka go make plays, go push, go put them away, and that's exactly what he does. And boy, we've got to talk about Boaster. I mean, his individual performance was exceptional.
On this map, certainly.
Yeah.
And outcalled them to plenty of ideas. What is this?
I'm not sure. Oh, Simba. We've gone full Lion King. That makes Boaster Rafiki, by the way.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah,
I can see
absolutely.
that.
Absolutely. Smiles from the Fnatic team. Smiles for the Fnatic faithful.
That was a tough battle.
Yes, it was.
Incredibly tough.
But like you said, they just ran out of gas.
Fury, yes.
Yeah.
I think on Ascent, especially that attack side, I was just seeing way too much of the same thing. And that is kind of your dream as an IGL to play against.
Yeah, it doesn't get any easier than that.
Still celebrations. And they've made it. Hey, they've made it to top 8. That's a pretty consistent result for Fnatic. But now is the biggest question for them moving forward. They get to go up in the next round as 100 Thieves. And that's a rematch too, an elimination rematch that we saw at Champions. Fnatic got the better of them last time. But this time, honestly, they're looking very good.
They just look complete, right? Like Chronicle has massive moments. Leo, you just can't really describe the value that Leo brings to this Fnatic squad.
I think it's consistency in the, I mean, he's also completely switched over towards like a supportive, like super supportive role in the scan initiators and all sorts of different agents too. In comparison to prior where he was really fragging really hard.
He was.
And so this MVP vote goes down to Durka, Leo, and Alphayer. I mean, Durka had moments for sure, especially in the first half.
He did.
I don't know, man. I would have put Chronicle up there for the Haven performance too.
I would have put Boaster up there for the Ascent performance, right?
Yeah,
Like,
tough call. You guys get to decide.
and the truth is, that's the mark of a championship caliber team, right? If all 5 of them can be pointed as the most valuable players in any series, given the one we just saw against Fury that was hitting, that's very impressive. We're gonna throw it to a break. We'll let you all decide who the MVP is. We'll be right back.
Show 'em how you like it. Wave it right around. Shake it up and down.
Welcome to the Verizon post-match interview. I'm here with the IGL of Team Fnatic. It's Boaster. Congratulations on that win. Furia are a really tough opponent. You faced them before at Champs, where they took a map off you then. What do you think got you over the line there on Ascent?
Honestly, it was at 9-8 during the tech pause. We managed to get around, and then I was thinking, okay, we're going to do this. And then the tech boss happened, and I was like, no, we can do this, we can do this, we can do this, we can. And then I had like too many ideas. I didn't really know what to do. And I was like, no, I had the momentum on that round when I'm going to go back to that. And we just played it round by round after that. And I pulled off a big squeaky ass bum time play. I'm not going to lie, my balls are massive after that B-hold. Sheesh.
Yeah, you had a fantastic individual performance. I mean, talking about adaptations that you had to make, Haven was a weird composition that they threw at you too. So what are you thinking when you come out the gates and you immediately see Viper Harbor on Haven?
I haven't played against a Viper since blooming Liquid days. And I was like, oh, okay, so we need to go slow here. So I was kind of playing close to the smokes, and we're going to burst when the smoke goes down. And then the harbor wall comes up, and I was like, okay, we can't play like that. We have to burst and force. It was just so difficult to kind of find it. But once we did, after they got that crazy 2v5, it was just hit B, because it felt like harbor can't hold B on his own. And we were kind of doing that, and then I was like, maybe fakes, because then they'll throw util where we go, and then I'll go the other way.
Right.
And yeah.
But very improvisational by the sound of it, and kind of trying to figure things out on the fly.
Yeah, honestly, defense, we don't talk about that. We were too static, and then we were trying too hard to do something. And then it was just like, we were just lost in the sauce. We didn't really know what their win condition on attack was. We couldn't figure it out.
How were your two new players once things got squeaky in OT? Crowds against you, Leo saves you with a 1v1, Durka's pushing down mid for a 3K, but how are Leo and Chronicle and the team environment overall in those high-pressure scenarios?
I think they handle it really well. I mean, it's quite funny. I look over my shoulder, I got someone giving me the middle finger, so maybe they'll get fined, like, we got to send some fines over the crowd. No, it's just, yeah, they were kept. Leo was cool, calm, collected. Chronicle was cool, calm, collected. I mean, we were all stressed together.
Yeah.
It was a really tough game. Like, yeah.
Okay, your next opponent is 100 Thieves. What do you think of them so far in the bracket? They've been tested much more, I think, than people expected.
All right, so I know they go to the gym at night. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the gym. I'm going to beat them all up. And that's what I'm going to do. One of them's going to have a broken arm by the end of tonight.
Right.
But honestly, I know that they're kind of prep heavy and they have like good individuals. But I think we are the better team. I should hope so. They call us the EMEA super team. You know what I mean? Like, that's a lot of pressure.
Right, so that's what I want to ask you about as our final question here. You've had your chances at trophies before. I mean, the best chance you had was all the way back at the very first LAN. Do you feel like here at Lock-In, this super team, as people are calling it, is going to lift the trophy, or does the project need a bit more time? What's your gut feeling from the tournament so far?
I think, like, in all my teams, I believe that we can win. In this team, I believe, and obviously through, like, practice and before the tournament started, I was like, yeah, we're in a good spot. Like, we can win this. And that's all I'm going to do, because every team here believes that they can win, and I can't underestimate anyone. So we take it game by game, and if we do end up winning, I'm going to be lifting that trophy, flexing my biceps to Tarek's viewers. No, I'm joking. But yeah, I am going to be lifting that trophy with one hand, maybe.
Really?
Yeah.
Right. You've been working out. I get it.
Only this arm. Yeah, baby. No, joking.
Okay, fantastic stuff. Thank you for the interview. A pleasure as always, and I am very much looking forward to that Fnatic 100 Thieves game.
I thought you were going to say something else then.
No, I'm looking forward to the Fnatic 100 Thieves game. Cheeky guy. All right, we're going to send it back up to the desk for Yinsu and the rest to break down the game.
What part of that interview are we allowed to talk about without, like, getting fired? Like, what is safe? What is the safe part?
I think all of it was pretty safe. I love the confidence. I mean, yeah, he's ready to lift the trophy. I would like to say to Boaster that the reason he wasn't on the MVP poll was because Yinsu didn't want him on. So we were going to have him, and then she said, no, he doesn't deserve it.
It's
so
Durkin time.
Yeah.
It's Durkin time.
There you go.
Yeah.
It was Durkin time in that matchup. I mean, I think the thing that I took away most from that interview was the team's ability to adapt against the craziness, because I think that was kind of what defined this matchup. Boaster having really good calls to adapt against weird things that Fury were throwing against them. Obviously, that was more pronounced in map number 1, but in map number 2 as well, Ascent, they started really, really rough on this attacking side, but managed to come out with some really big plays and big calls from Boaster to be able to close that one out.
Yeah, I mean, still some stuff to work on, obviously, here for the side of Fnatic. Definitely did get pushed a hell of a lot harder than we thought, especially in that first map. But the pistol rounds, not being able to pick those up, still something that does cause a little bit of concern, especially as they get ready to go up against 100 Thieves in just less than 24 hours' time.
Yeah, that is going to be a really exciting matchup. But in this one, I think that this team really did prove their mettle. I think people will look back at this and go pull up the VLR page and be like, oh my god, Fnatic, they performed under what we expected. How did they play such a close game against Furia? But I think that people are going to underestimate how good this Furia team was and how good their ideas were coming into this matchup. I think, if anything, this gives me more faith in Fnatic than I had going into this match, that they were able to play this incredibly hard game and still stay calm under the pressure, come up with new ideas under the pressure, and eventually win it out.
With the crowd as well, you know, Boaster spoke about it a little bit. We were feeling it. It was boos when Fnatic were playing, and the fact that he had young players on his team that managed to push through that is a good sign.
Yeah, it absolutely is. That's a very difficult thing to do.
Yeah.
Are you coming over to my side here as far as having faith in Fnatic for the first time?
We'll see what happens.
I never said I didn't have faith in Fnatic. I just said I want to see more. I've seen more, and I'm a believer.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Well, before the break, we asked you guys to vote for the player of the match. Let's see who you guys voted for. I feel like it's Durkin time. It is Durkin time.
It's always Durkin time. Has it ever not been Durkin time?
True. Not the best second map, though, Ascent. I think he could have done a little bit better, but the stuff that he was doing on Haven, like, I can't even imagine those kind of things. Yeah,
I think going back to Haven, he was like 10-4 at opening kills at some point there. If maybe that was the final score. Hard to say. And then Digison was hovering behind at 6-4. So it was just such a strong performance from him. Zerka, when they needed him the most, he still was explosive, especially in the last couple rounds here, to just finish off this map of Ascent, get them across that finish line.
Yeah, really great plays from him across the board. But I think, again, you heard it from Boaster himself. This is a super team. Every single player on this squad was stepping up, having their clutches, having their performances to keep them in this and eventually close out 2-0.
I don't want to say super team. I don't know. I don't want to.
I'll say it for you.
We've been here before, Mimi.
Technically, he didn't say it either.
We have been here before.
He said they call us a super team. So he's not even using that moniker technically himself.
He's kind of alluding. He wasn't like, no, we're not a super team. He's guilty by association with the term.
He's saying they need to make sure that they're deserving of that.
He's
and
an
so
accessory
far,
to the super team.
So far, they're deserving of it.
Well, Fnatic, we're going to get to see them again tomorrow, but we've had to say goodbye to Furia. The home crowd were absolutely loving this team, and I was absolutely loving this team as well. They are so good. I really want people to take away the fact that Mimi, that they were not a bad team at all.
I cannot believe how excited I am to get to watch this team in Americas, because what they showed today was fantastic. I love the way that they thought through that Viper Harbor comp on Haven. I think they had great ideas there. The way that they were juggling utility, the way that they were adapting to Fnatic was so good. And the player quality is just excellent. MW Zera coming into this roster has made an already good team better. The future is incredibly bright for Furia.
Yeah, absolutely is. And I mean, granted, yes, they do lose Furia, but there's still two teams here that the hometown crowd can back. You've got Loud, you've got, I mean, we saw the raucous behavior in here for Leviathan as well. So there's still a lot for them to cheer for.
But before we talk about all of that, it's time for our HyperX reflex moment of the day. It is, once again, Dirkin time, Achilles. All day today, we were just being dirked on.
Yeah, he dirked on him. It was just like, go in, bing, boom. Nice
Can
little...
we not make Dirk a verb?
I love it. You don't like the
It's
you
too
don't
late.
like the dirk?
We've already spoken it out into the world.
I would not consider myself
the
a
dirk is
dirker.
going to be called. It's going to become like a dance move or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, just yeah, standard dirk in place. Dash in, kill one, 90-degree pivot, kill the other one. Blink of an eye, boom, done.
It's not even impressive at this point. He just does it every game, like
Yeah.
10, 15 times.
Just Durka being Durka. Durka, he's going to be back in action tomorrow. If we take a look at the bracket, things are getting tight. We're closing that circle slowly and slowly. And Mimi, all these 4 teams, they are probably the 4 best teams in this bracket, and I do not know how things are going to go.
Yeah, I don't think there was any really crazy surprises. I think this is probably how most people expected the bracket to go, and that means we get some insane matchups tomorrow. Fnatic 100 Thieves, NA EMEA for NA's last chance to have a team in the top 4. Na'Vi versus Leviathan, the 2 teams that I think have looked the absolute best out of this Omega bracket. I cannot wait for it.
I mean, we just end up with an Americas team versus an EMEA team on one side, and then the very same thing on the opposite side. So it all just boils down to that, and it's time to prove which region is going to be the best.
Oh,
EMEA.
no.
Anyway, hey, everyone doubted us in the alpha bracket. This is my chance.
Okay, well, things were kind of tragic in the alpha bracket. They're definitely looking a bit more up here on the side of Omega.
Yeah, I have full faith. What about you, Mimi?
I don't believe in picking sides. I am perfectly unbiased and split down the middle, always and forever.
We'll see how long that lasts, but thank you very much, you two, for joining me today. Thank you to you guys at home for watching. Make sure you come back tomorrow. We've got Na'Vi versus Leviathan and Fnatic versus 100 Thieves. We'll see you then. Woo! Woo! It is the age-old NA versus EU matchup. 100 Thieves are one of the favorites in the tournament, going up against Turkey's last and only hope. I can't help but feel like the pressure is all over on the side of 100 Thieves.
The one approach isn't really being smoked off just yet, and now you can see it. Mars just comes through. Whoa. 3 kills, 1v1 situation. Massive performance by Mars. Cryo dodging, weaving, ducking in a double face up. Fully blinded up still. Derek, how does he claim that one? And they do eventually shut down the retake. And amongst the salvage, amongst the rubble, it's Foot that are reigning supreme. And Kiwi, he's not messing around. The space being gained, a shutdown in place. 4 kills to take the map.
It is such an awesome start from Foot.
Into the back of the side, it's Kiwi with the most to do, but he will fall. Spotted round the side, enough bullets will do it, and magical stuff from Stella.
Let's go, boys.
Usually gets cleared. He wants to take the fight. There was a stun. The full line there to set him up. Instant answer, and he does still want to fight it.
Target punish.
Solo takes the fight and rips off the header. Cryo! We're not the kind of team to let this one slip. Right round the side, the classic right click to do it. Asuna, he finalizes it, and that's going to be them saved in this series, bringing it to map 3. Oh my goodness, Asuna!
Oh, that is really unfortunate.
Might just be good enough though. Reveals over the top. That is Asuna, just a bit of running gun off the side. Nice! Go. Applying that time pressure, gonna need a miracle. Beaming through all the way and just pre-firing the corners. And it's just far too clean.
Smiles on the faces of the 100 Thieves squad as they take down another opponent.
Listen to that crowd. The Furia fans are in full force, but this isn't anything new for Fnatic. They have already eliminated the 2 Brazilian darlings, Sassy and Pancada. Under all this pressure of the Furia fans, can they do that again?
This crowd is going wild, and there hasn't even been a single bullet shot so far, man! Oh, and then Zera, he's got a lot there. He's flashed against them all! Holy smokes, what a hold from MW Zera!
Alfia's still here, they know it. He's vulnerable in the molly, oh my goodness.
Don't know, do they know? Do they know? Alphayear gets 3! Dude, Alphayear was vulnerable, he had 33 HP, he was by himself.
This is silly.
MW Zera playing all the way down long, and he takes care of Durka. GCK keeping the pit up. Overtime on the cards! What a comeback from an 8-4 half!
It's falling apart here for Furia.
It absolutely has. The dart spots them both, and the spam there, Khalil's able to hold it back. Chronicle from up top. That's 3, cleans it up.
and they know what they've done. They've just made a lot of people mad.
My bot.
Chronicles just in such a good spot.
Oh my gosh, man. They had no flashes. They had no nothing. He's gotten it down to 1v1. Fight isolated. QCK with the ace. There's no one there. He was waiting for the counter flash. Oh my gosh, Leo. Oh my goodness, Leo. But how much can he find? Does he have help? Forget the flash. He just goes, he just swings, and he dies. But he's gotten it to a 1v2, and that's all it's going to be. Leo with 3, Fnatic take the lead right back. Boaster playing up close. Do you expect him here? Do you expect him here? No! DJ Zinzal falls, and Boaster gets another! Boaster gets 3! Nice. And Boaster receives 3 on the round. Fnatic beat the crowd, they beat Furia, and they advance.
And Furia, they fought hard, but they ran out of gas.
Yeah, they did.